Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome to a little taste of some fractured fairy tales once upon a Contra. Once upon a time, there was this chick named Snow White who befriended 7 cutesy little dwarves, escaped a wicked queen's evil scheme, and found her Prince Charming. This is not that story. Nope, this is what all popular stories get nowadays, a sequel. Snow White, Episode 2, Revenge of the Diva. As our story begins, Snow White has married the prince, taking the progressive hyphenated name of Snow White Charming, and the two now reside happily in their castle, where they host a social event that is the delight of the Enchanted Kingdom, their weekly palace dance. And it all happened once upon a Contra. But all is not well in the Enchanted Kingdom. For on a hillside refuge not far away, the banished queen, having survived her perilous fall, lives in bitter seclusion and envy over Snow and the prince's felicitous existence. Once again enrolling the famed huntsman, the queen hatches a plan to ruin these dances for everyone. The 7 dwarves, some of whom seem to have discovered hormone growth therapy, They are the dance's most lively, most popular regulars, and thus central to the plan. A spell is being cast that will embed in each dwarf's mind such a subversive new personality that when triggered will wreak havoc and almost certainly scare all the other dancers away forever. We now go to the Queen's lair where wicked doings are underway.
Tempers may flare, but hell, who cares? It's fun to be obnoxious and rude. It's fun to be obnoxious and rude. It's fun to be obnoxious and rude.
Bodies crammed wall to wall. Bathing is optional. Temper wench expire from stench. It's fun to be obnoxious and
too fast, flourish first, safety last. Brushes with death will take their breath. It's fun to be obnoxious and rude.
when you need thrills for real, go ahead, cop that feel. It's fun to be obnoxious and rude. Like wandering hair. It's fun to be obnoxious and
rude. Our man's never slipped if you use iron grip. As we touched and turned to mush, it's fun to be obnoxious and rude.
To show your spunk is to just flash your It's fun to be obnoxious and rude. Family jewels, got to be obnoxious and
feet like Shrek, stomp around, what the heck? If you're not one, it's fun to be obnoxious and rude. Animals fun if you're not one, got to be obnoxious and
rude. Dancers with poor technique need to hear your critique. Tell her you've been her dance friend stinks. It's fun to be obnoxious and
her pawns on the game, but has to play her pieces carefully. She mustn't arouse suspicion in Snow White and the Prince, who are all too familiar with the dwarves' innate good-heartedness. What she needs is a diversion. The evening of the next Contra ball, a counterfeit message is delivered by a flighty fairy to the Prince in Snow. It reports that two personal friends of theirs in a neighboring town are in dire straits. Their friend Belle's companion, a former prince known as the Beast, has contracted rabies and run amok, mauling innocent villagers. Snow, the prince, and their guardsmen rush by carriage to their side. Meanwhile, in the ballroom, the queen and the huntsman have assumed disguises to avoid recognition. Bow to your partner. Gypsy. Swing your partner. chain? Oh no! Oh no! Just at this moment of the Queen's wicked triumph, a dancer named Little Red Riding Hood, who a moment ago ran from this nightmarish scene seeking help, rushes back across to announce that she has just seen Snow and the Prince approaching from across the courtyard, and she relays a fervent message from the royal couple.
Beware! The Queen is afoot!
Huh? For fear of discovery and even worse puns, the Queen beats a hasty retreat, the huntsman remaining behind in disguise. So Snow and the Prince come back in, and they see the disaster from the dwarfs. They find a way to restrain the dwarves until order can be restored and they can figure out what's going on. They run back once they've got them constrained, restrained. Yeah, then they go back over and they talk to all the dwarves and they figure out, they tell them how they found out about the Queen's ruse, explain Snow White. With the immediate threat contained, Snow and the Prince ponder the Queen's disturbing return.
She lost her crown, was forced to flee, but still she's the queen of being a bee.
She continues to scheme, proceeds to plot, to give us a pen in the you-know-what. Oh, this queen's no longer royal, she never has ceased to be a royal pain.
We foiled her plan,
And ruining her house,
still up she springs like Jack's beanstalk sprout.
to hear her misdeeds,
Her dealings unfair will make even Rapunzel tear out her hair. Oh, this queen's no longer royal, she never has ceased
to be a royal pain. Should we ask as it worsens, is there even a person under
all of her hatred. Could there be a way
to release her resentment?
even make her repentant to
Defang her demons and bring a new day.
We must find a way of stemming her ire, 'cause everyone burns fighting fire with fire.
If everyone's being glorious, we may blow the kingdom come.
She's making sure no joyal, yet why are subjects loyal? 'Cause it's downright hemorrhoidal how much this queen
Can be a royal
pain.
Having noticed a shifty character in disguise amongst the dancers, Snow suspects it could likely be the huntsman in disguise. She tells the prince, and they discreetly devise a plan. They ask the battered dancers to follow them to a separate wing of the castle, where each will give a highly detailed accounts of the incident for further investigation. The huntsman summons the queen out from hiding and releases the dwarves so they can revel in their mischief. But suddenly, from behind the dwarves, Snow and the prince know that live music always compels the dwarves to dance. And with one solitary female in sight, one by one they seize the queen with reckless abandon. The queen is confused, and soon confusion gives way to fear. Fear gives way to excitement, and excitement to the greatest joy the queen has ever known. Snow White says,
Why do you like